So I've seen what's happened with Alaro City or our Rendezvous group in Kenya. It's absolutely amazing. I love the work, play, and live concept, because what happens with that is you have less of environment pollution. That's one of the reasons. The second reason why I chose Alaro City is because I know that they will hold my hand through the difficult times. The testimonial to all of this is putting this big, factory here. This is the most advanced RUTF factory in the world. And for us to be able to put this up, we needed hand-holding. They actually delivered everything. And the third thing that I say, the reason why I actually chose Alaro City is because I can sum it up in one word: trust. You can sum everything up that they do in one word, which is trust. They trust. You can trust them to deliver what they promise. You can trust them to hold your hand. And I recommend that anybody seriously looks at them.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Oluwaseun Babalola. I'm a real estate advisor with Alaro City, and I'll be taking you through an overview of what the Alaro City project is about, what to expect in terms of our project delivery and infrastructure layout plan, and also things to expect in terms of the project as well. You're all welcome to the meeting this afternoon, and not to take much of your time, I'll just delve into the presentation. And probably after the presentation, we would have a time for questions and answers. So if you have any questions, you can just either send it to Peter, or you unmute yourself and ask your question. Did we all get that?
Yeah, I believe we did.
Okay. So what is Alaro City? Who is Alaro City? What do we do at Alaro City? Right. So Alaro City is actually a JV project. It's a joint venture project between Rendezvous. Rendezvous develops, or Rendezvous specializes in building cities across Africa, while we have different projects cut across about 5 African countries. 8 projects cut across 5 African countries that Rendezvous has developed or is developing at the moment, and Alaro City is one of the many projects of Rendezvous. Now, the Alaro City project, which is located in Lagos, is a JV project between the Lagos State government and Rendezvous. Now, remember that Rendezvous or the Lagos State government is coming in terms of land allocation, while the project Alaro City is fully owned and privately developed by Rendezvous. Currently, we have zero debt financing on the project as well. Right now, Alaro City is conceived on 2,000 hectares, but currently we are in the phase of developing the first 1,000 hectares. This 1,000 hectares has already been masterly planned, and shortly after now, in a couple of slides from here, we will be looking at the master plan and how it's been zoned, how Alaro City has been zoned into different land uses. Remember, I said Alaro City is a mixed-use development. It means that we are bringing together light industrial areas, commercial areas, and also residential area in one place. The whole idea and the whole goal is for you to have access to every infrastructure or facility within a 10 minutes radius of your house or of your home, whether you are living within Alaro City as a resident or you have your business running within Alaro City. Now, the project Alaro City is actually located in the northwest quadrant of the Lekki Free Zone. I don't know how many of us have heard about the terms Lekki Free Zone, the free zone concepts in Nigeria. Now, the free zone is actually a scheme developed by or initiated by the federal government to encourage foreign direct investment and investors to come into the country. And as such, the federal government provides incentives called the free zone incentives. For example, if you have a manufacturing plant located in any free zone in Nigeria, you are exempted from paying corporate income tax. You are also exempted from paying withholding tax on your dividends. You can bring in as many raw materials from any country of your choice without paying heavily on customs duties. Some of these incentives are what we're going to be discussing about or talking about in this presentation, and you can just ask me all your questions as we conclude the presentation. Now, Alaro City is located in the northwest quadrant of the Lekki Free Zone. The Lekki Free Zone currently sits on 16,500 hectares, and it is divided into the south and the north. Now, on the south is where we have Dangote Refinery, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the Chinese Free Zone, and those areas are actually allocated to heavy industries or industries that produce high carbon footprints. While we have the northern half, which is where Alaro City is located, um, allocated to light industries for light industrial use and also residential. And Alaro City is building a mixed-use development within the northwest quadrant of the Lekki Free Zone. Now, because Alaro City is a free zone company, we are, aside the infrastructures that we are providing, and also being a free zone company, we are licensed to provide all the free zone incentives, like what I've mentioned earlier. Now you see a number of global industries or big local firms either establishing and already a new business in the free zone, or they're expanding an already existing business to the free zone. Now, currently, we have over 67 companies and commercial clients who has positioned themselves in the free zone, while we have over 300 residential clients who has bought into different densities of our residential plots. We have companies like Mantra Caterpillars who are already operational within Alaro. We have Bua Group. We have the likes of TY Danjuma already building a logistics park on 90,000 square meters within Alaro City as well. Now, if you're looking towards the aspect of business, right, doing business within Alaro City, I would like to state at this time that Alaro City is kind of strategically located to both access international markets and local markets. Now, you'll be looking at Alaro City's proximity to the Lekki Deep Sea Port, which is one of the deepest seaports in West Africa, and Alaro City's proximity to the Lagos International Airport, which was approved a few months back, right? Now, talking about this, you can easily access international markets by bringing in your raw materials for production, and then after you have used those raw materials to produce finished goods, you can then move that to be distributed to other parts, either locally, and you will also be looking at Alaro City's closeness to the Ijebu-Ode Expressway, which serves as a gateway to other states in Nigeria. You also look at the recent expansion on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, which is going to terminate at Abramadi Sonya. And with that road, it's going to be an easy drive to access places like Victoria Island, Lekki, Aja in the next couple of months. We also have certificates of occupancy as title document on the land. Now, talking about Rendevo's portfolio, I had mentioned earlier in the presentation that we have 12,000 hectares as assets under management by Rendevo, and these 12,000 hectares cut across 5 African countries and 8 projects. In Kenya, we have a land bank of 4,200 hectares. And out of that 4,200 hectares, we have Tatu City sitting on 2,000 hectares, formerly a coffee plantation, but has now been developed to a full-fledged city where we now have residents, we have light industrial areas already operational, industries also operational, we have commercial centers within Tatu City. While Coffee Nap, which is sitting on 2,200 hectares, is still a coffee plantation from where we export dormant coffee to other East African countries. Now we have in Democratic Republic of Congo, we have our single largest project called Kizwishi. Kizwishi currently sits on 4,400 hectares, and it is currently undergoing development as well. Now in Ghana, we have our we have two projects called King City and Apollonia City, respectively, and they both sit on 1,000 hectares. So it means in Ghana we have a land bank of 2,000 hectares. In Zambia, we have our smallest project called Roma Park, sitting on 120 hectares of urban development. And we have the likes of MTN headquartered within Roma Park. We also have the likes of KPMG, also operational within Roma Park in Zambia as well. Now, in Nigeria, we have two projects, one in Abuja, sitting on 760 hectares and called Jigna, while we have the other one in Lagos, Nigeria, located in the Lekki Free Zone, called Alaro City, conceived on 2,000 hectares, but currently we are in the phase of developing the first 1,000 hectares. Tita, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. Now, talking about Rendeavor shareholders, we have Stephen Jennings, who is our founder and CEO. He's from New Zealand, and he is also the founder of Ren Money Microfinance Bank and Renaissance Capital in Russia. We have Frank Mozia, who is the chairman of the Rendeavor Group. He's from the United States of America, and he has over 20 years of experience in emerging markets, cut across finance and cut across real estate and so many other industries as well. We have Lord Ashcroft, who is the deputy chairman. He's also a big-time investor with the Rendeavor Group, and he's from the United Kingdom. He's one of the former lords in the House of Lords in the UK. We have Simon Edwards, who is a director on the board and also an investor with the brand. He is from the United Kingdom as well. We have Torsten Hagen, who is an investor, and he is from Norway. He owns one of the largest riverline cruise ships in Norway. He is one of the richest men in Norway as well. We have Yomi Ademola, who is an investor with the Rendeavor Group. He is also the executive director and country head for Rendeavor Nigeria, and he's also an international practicing lawyer as well. He's from Nigeria, and he heads the Nigeria team. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier that the Alaro City project is a JV project, that's a joint venture project between the Lagos State government and Rendeavor. And as such, we have a 7-man board of directors that sits on Alaro City. We have 3 from the Lagos State side, and we have 4 from Rendeavor, representing Rendeavor. Now, if you remember the sharing ratio from the first slide, where we have 40% belonging of the stake going to the Lagos State government and 60% going to Rendeavor. Now we have Mr. Ayodeji Pele, who is the chairman of the board. He is also he was also the immediate past chairman of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. We have Hakeem Muri-Okonla, who is a director on the board. He was also the immediate past head of service of the Lagos State government, but has now taken up a new responsibility as principal secretary to the president. We have he sits on the board. We have Oyeyemi Olusonya, who is the executive director for a company called Elwheel, that's Lekki Worldwide Investment Limited, which is like a special purpose vehicle through which the Lagos State manages its public-private partnerships within the state. She's the executive director for that company, and she also sits on the board of Alaro City. Now, representing Alaro City, we have Stephen Jennings, who is a director on the board. We have Frank Mozia from Rendeavor, also on the board. We have Yomi Ademola on the board, who is our managing director and country head for Rendeavor Nigeria. And we have Khadija Belgore Yusuf, who is our legal head in Rendeavor. Now, the next couple of slides just shows the progression of some of our projects from Roma Park, where we are coming from as at 2013, when it was a virgin land, and what it's been developed to, an aerial view of the residential enclave, and then also the commercial building located within Roma Park. In Tatu City, formerly a coffee plantation, but has now developed, as of 2012, it was a coffee plantation, but in 2024, we now have over 1,000 residents residing within Tatu City. We also have over 70 industries already operational and in different phases of their construction within Tatu City as well. We also have one of the largest warehouses located within Roma Park, located within Tatu City, Nairobi, Kenya. Now in Accra, Ghana, this is Apollonia City, where we are coming from as of 2016, and where we are right now as of 2024. Now, the next slide talks about the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Peter, can you go there? Okay. So now this slide really talks about the different land uses of the Lekki Free Zone. Now, currently we have over 50 free zones in Nigeria, and the Lekki Free Zone is one of it. The Lekki Free Zone sits on 16,500 hectares, and it is divided into the south and the north. That's the southern half and the northern half. The southern half is allocated to heavy industries and industries that produce high carbon footprint, and that's why you have the likes of the Chinese Free Zone located in phase 1 of the Free Zone, which is on the south. We have Dangote Refinery located on the southwest of the zone. We have the Lekki Deep Sea Port also located around that axis. Now on the northwest quadrant, we have Alaro City located there, because it's a mixed-use city bringing together light industries, commercial and residential in the same place. And just adjacent Alaro City, we have the Lagos International Airport, which has been approved. Now, the fourth phase of the zone is currently unoccupied. That's the first quadrant is currently unoccupied. Also, talking about value drivers, just like I said, Alaro City is strategically located to access both international markets and local markets. Peter, can you go to the next slide? Okay, thank you. So everything within the orange line is the 16,500 hectares that I talked about of the Lekki Free Zone, and fourth phase is unoccupied. On phase 3 is where Alaro City is located. On phase 2 is where Dangote Refinery is situated, and the Chinese Free Zone occupies phase 1. You will see Alaro City's proximity to the airport, which is adjacent Alaro City, and the Lekki Deep Sea Port, which is located on the south of the Lekki Free Zone. We also have proximity to the Epe community, the Jebu Ode Expressway, and with the recent expansion of the Lekki Epe Expressway, it's going to be an easy drive-through to places like Victoria Island, Lekki, Aja, and other places in Nigeria, within Lagos and outside Lagos as well. Now, the next slide talks about the size comparison, or just to give you an overview of what the size of the projects we are currently working on. Now, Victoria Island, I don't know if you're all familiar with Victoria Island. Victoria Island currently sits on 800 hectares. So it means that if we, as Alaro City, we are developing 2,000 hectares, we are developing close to 3 times the size of Victoria Island, just to give you an idea of how massive the project is. The next slide talks about the master plan for the first 1,000 hectares. Now, this master plan was designed by a company called Skidmore, Owens and Merrill. They are the designers of Burj Khalifa in Dubai and Canary Wharf in the UK. And they have designed this master plan and it's already zoned into different areas. We have the light industrial areas, which is indicated by the purple, the light purple or the lilac color on your left. Now, the blue areas are actually commercial plots, so the difference between commercial and indoor and light industries are, for light industries, companies or businesses who are into production, like food processing, detergent manufacture, assembling plants. That's people who import heavy machines and assemble within the free zone, can position themselves within Alaro City. We also have companies who are into construction, warehousing and logistics can also come in as well to set up within Alaro City. So that's the definition of the light industries that we entertain within Alaro City. For the commercial areas, investors who are looking to build hotels, restaurants, event centers, shopping malls, um, recreational facilities, hospitals, office spaces, and all of that can come into the commercial area, which is indicated by the deep blue on the master plan. Now we have the yellow plots. For the yellow plots, they are actually they are all residential plots, but we sell them in densities. We have the low density residential, medium density, and high density residential plots. Now for low density residential plots, you can build ground floor plus one. That's a duplex. You can build a bungalow. For a medium density plot, you can build a ground floor plus two. You can have a penthouse on a medium density floor or a plot, and on a high density plot you can go as high, you can build a high-rise apartment like of up to 6 floors. That's ground floor plus 5. Now for the red points on the master plan, we have mixed-use plots. For these mixed-use plots, you can have a combination of commercial and residential plots in the same area. It means that, for example, in Victoria Island, you see some high-rise buildings where you have a combination of office spaces and also residential apartment in the same building. So that's an example of what you can build on the red plots, that's the mixed-use plots. Now for the sky blue, places that have been designated, or plots that have been designated for education. For example, we have a British international school that is coming to set up within Alaro City. So they are going to be occupying the first large chunk of the sky blue area. And then we also have a skill acquisition center that we're going to be building for the community where we are currently situated. That is going to be built, that would come up somewhere around the sky blue plot. And then also for social amenities. Now also we have about 5 greenways that passes through the first 1,000 hectares. This greenway serves as connecting roads, number one, between the industrial and the residential plots. We also have large water canals from which, to guard against flooding, from which water flows out of the city to the lagoon, because we have the lagoon close by as well. Now for infrastructure, we have
move your business into Alaro City. You get up to $5,000 in discounts for every 1,000 square meter plus you purchase within our SME enclave.
Rossetti Construction, I'm Sharbildeep, Executive Director of Rossetti Construction, which has been on operation in Nigeria for over 3 decades. The company was incorporated in 1988. We are experts in civil engineering and steel structure. We have served various segments of the economy in Nigeria. We have delivered projects like hotel, residential buildings, factories all across the nation. We are currently based in 2 offices, one in Kano and the second is in Lagos. Very soon we will have our presence in Alaro City. Alaro City is the future of Lagos. We are looking forward to be part of a better and a brighter future of Lagos. The main advantage of Alaro City is the possibility of being able to work and live in the same place. Throughout our communication with the Rendiver team since 2018, they have showed us professionalism, integrity, quality, and I believe they have set a new standard in the market of Nigeria.